Hello and welcome to round 2, the first round of doubles at the Collegiate National Disc Golf Championships. My name's Dalton Hastings, representing the University of Illinois, and I'm joined by
Evan Bester, Illinois State University.
So funny thing here, we play one round of singles, and at the end of that round, we end up tied. So all the way in South Carolina, we end up playing with a school that's about 50 minutes from us.
Of course. We assumed it would happen.
As it does. So why don't you tell us a little bit about this course?
So we're starting out our doubles round at the Winthrop Arena. This is probably the most iconic course in disc golf. So very blessed that we get to play this course. Really hard.
Yeah, a little bit different than your traditional USDGC layout.
Yeah.
A little bit easier, probably for the sake of pace of play. But I think it's called Winthrop Lakefront.
Winthrop Lakefront.
Awesome,
right.
awesome.
Yes.
So, well, why don't we get right into it?
Awesome.
Awesome. Starting off on hole 1, why don't you tell us a little bit about it?
Yeah, so we got a 2-shot par 4 here. We got a lot of headwind coming out in this one every single day. I'm just trying to throw something stable. Actually skips OB.
Very big flare. What'd you throw there?
Yeah, that's a Z4. Just
that's
trying to go with
stable.
my most overstable disc.
Wow.
So my partner Miles here, he's basically thrown his most overstable disc driver, being a PD2.
Oh, yeah, the Innova made one?
Yeah,
he
just
was-
trying to hang that out.
He was yucking forehands all weekend, or all week. It was crazy. So this is traditionally that iconic par 5. So
They took this and changed it into a par 4 and then a par 3.
both holes pretty difficult, especially in the wind we were playing.
Yeah.
Dan going Thunderbird here, a little bit turned over. I think this also ended up finding that OB, which puts a lot of pressure on Trevor here.
Especially throwing the backhand, definitely more touch than the forehand.
Yeah, more potential for distance, but definitely puts you in a riskier spot, I'd say.
That looks perfect.
It does. It looks like it's going OB, but there's so much of that hillside to play with as it goes down. I believe
So
you
this
guys
is
are out.
Nathan Spohr.
Kind of came out of nowhere this year.
Yeah, he did. But, he actually never played a tournament before he came to Illinois State.
Now he's like, what, 970?
970.
Oh, my gosh.
Great disc golfer. That was his Onyx.
Great
Just
shot.
outside
Is he throwing a
circle.
lot of discraft like you?
He's mixed. He's got a mixed bag.
Okay,
Yeah.
like to see that. Colin going a little bit more aggressive here, a little higher.
Wind's pushing left to right, hopefully trying to drop it. Sticks right in bounds.
Very nice dig
just outside
there.
circle.
Yep. So Matt and I will be throwing next. Matt's forehand dominant, proficient. If you watch the channel, you know him very well. Kind of a Swiss Army knife of disc golf.
Really, really good forehand. I bet you that's his Nuke OS.
No, I think that's
Really?
his crank, actually.
Okay, all
He
right.
split that tree, which was kind of crazy. His Nuke OS is that see-through.
Okay,
What's
now-
that crystal?
It's I think it's just Z.
Z? Okay.
Yeah.
I honestly have no idea what I'm throwing here. That's kind of funny. I slipped a little bit. I think I went PD, but this shot plays a lot farther than it looks, which is crazy.
That's it. It's gonna be good.
Yeah, that's actually a Dark Mall PD. An old Innova made one, but those things, PDs are great discs. They're just like your Onyx.
Heck yeah.
So you and Miles.
Just outside circle. A
That
lot
putt
of.
looks so good.
Yeah, I thought that was so cash. A lot of tailwind, dropped it. Miles wants to get this one a little higher.
Is he still with the Luna?
Same thing. Yeah, he's still
Yeah.
with the Luna.
So after this, I turned to Dan. I was like, well, I'm glad we got the win read because I was like, put it higher than you think. And just
on the
cash.
hole. Yeah.
Very great putt by him.
Great birdie start the round.
This is a good get. The good hole to get. Just kind of, it looks easy, but it doesn't that easy.
It doesn't, but it still feels like one you want to get, especially in the team doubles.
Of course. And then hole 2 here. This hole, like we said, is that they took the 2 holes, or took the 1 hole, put it into 2. Very difficult in the wind we were playing. That headwind left, right. Matt getting across there. The aggressive play kind of got through like a straight shot at the pin that drifts right.
What are you throwing here?
This is a T-Bird 3.
Okay.
I definitely played a little safer because I wanted to get closer because even an approach on this one is not fun.
Very difficult,
Yeah.
yes.
In singles, this hole was a nightmare.
So Nathan here just trying to throw the hyzer to put something in play.
No Mando is something we should say because usually they have that long pole.
Yeah, and that one just gets caught up. So
That whole cove's OB as well, we
Yep.
should mention. But, I mean, if you have Collins' forehand, this hole gets that much easier.
yeah, for sure. Definitely wanted to get this one a little bit more aggressive, but had to play it safe because Nathan was OB.
Yeah.
Just wants
This
to keep
is-
this
it's
in
a
play.
good,
But yeah,
I mean, that's a putt you want to have.
Still putt, yeah.
Scary putt to run. But, I mean, it's better than what we have here, so.
So what's the game plan between this? Are you telling him to lay
We
this
told
one
him to
up?
run it because he putts with these putters that are like, they bend in your hand. They'll taco, you hold one
Okay.
side of them.
So you know if that hits, it's going to sit.
Yeah, exactly. And then Dan switched Luna, salutes it goodbye as it goes 15 feet in the drink. Never got it back, unfortunately.
This one, same thing.
That
Just
headwind.
A little bit high.
Oh, that was a good bid, though. I mean, you definitely went aggressive.
Yeah.
Miles looked like he wanted to run this, and
He did, but safest thing, just lay it up.
yeah,
Just want to take
too
the
many
3.
strokes to give away. So Just us tapping out here. This is not a bad par. If you're getting the birdie, it's strokes on folks all day. Yeah. Hole 3 coming up. Why don't you tell us about it?
Yeah, so this is also one of those iconic USDGC holes. You want to keep this really low. There's really low ceiling here. So, and there's definitely, you know, OB to your left with the water, and then also tight on the right side too. So you can't really swing it in.
Yeah, he got razzed by that goose there if you didn't see that on the left there, but that was pretty funny. The OB kind of cuts in late on that right side.
Yes, for sure.
So you can the layup play is definitely there, but I mean, we all want to run it.
Yeah, quite a bit of headwind too on this one, so I'm just trying to throw a stable onyx. It comes out too high. It's
Nice
dropping
little drag.
nicely.
Just a little short.
Yeah,
Oh,
a little
wow.
short. It'll be safe, but
Definitely played
not
far.
really a good putt.
This hole is very hard. The ideal play, I would say, is that low penetrating line drive, kind of like this.
one. Yep.
Wow, but it's got to get to edge at the end to get that skip, which it almost
Almost
does.
does, yeah.
Do you know what he threw there?
Yeah, so that's a destroyer, star destroyer,
Wow.
flat top. Yeah, he loves that one.
I love seeing his bag.
He threw it in the drink on this hole actually during warm-ups. He went in.
Really?
You know, he went. Yeah, he was.
Wow.
He was waist deep in this one.
So the iconic Matt Lauerberg, try to throw it in. Definitely
Hit that one on us too many times.
Yeah.
Shout out to Brave from the Midwest.
Oh yeah, go watch that coverage if you haven't seen it. Nathan, was that a full bid? Just kind of dropped.
It was a full bid. Yeah, I just dropped a little.
His
Colin.
putter's been definitely getting a lot better in the last
Just
couple of
yeah,
months.
for sure. Yeah.
It's really cool to see him develop because when we played with you guys at Brave, he wasn't even on your 18.
No, he wasn't. He never played a tournament. I mean, so it's like,
Just
you know,
shredded.
He's definitely learning as he goes.
Awesome. And
tapping
now,
threes.
yeah, which is kind of par for this
Yeah,
one,
I would
honestly.
agree.
So now we have the infamous bamboo hole. Definitely plays easier with doubles, but not the easiest hole.
I think we're working with a little headwind here too. Is that right?
Yeah, I mean, I think it was a left to right headwind, so just
Okay.
anything gets dragged. I mean, I threw a buzz there, and it just gets
I think that
dragged
crossed
over.
the Mando too, right? So
It did. So Matt's definitely going more of a layup play, unfortunately. But this one, you thought that left to right was going to come in, and it
thought
really didn't.
It didn't. No, that thing just dropped out of the sky.
Yeah. Nathan's mid-range game is probably my favorite.
Yeah,
I think
he's throwing a gator here, really overstable.
Really?
Yeah, fighting on it.
I thought because he loves that
instantly.
compass, right?
He does. Yeah.
I thought that would have been a play, but I guess with the left to right, Colin also going gator, I believe.
Colin is also going gator.
He's got that metal flake one he was telling me
Yeah,
about.
bought this one at the shop.
Really?
This week, yeah.
You know what's so funny? Both Matt, Trevor, and Dan all threw discs that they got this weekend.
Really?
I didn't have the confidence to do that. This was nice. I thought you were running this
I was
one.
trying to give it
Oh,
a run.
really?
I was
Okay.
trying to give it a run. Yeah. A little bit too wide.
I like the run first mentality on this course. You
Yeah,
kind of have to
you
have
have
it.
to.
Because if you run it and hit something or don't run it well,
You
and
can
then
run
you're
it
short.
again.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You can't make the risk of, laying up and then having an awful run and not even
Exactly.
giving it a chance. This
Now
was crazy.
Now this is an anomaly, right? He doesn't
Yeah.
do this normally.
Well, so we've been yelling at him to throw more forehands, and I think you guys kind of saw that. Shout out to round 3 Westminster, but he needs to have confidence with it. It's a shot that's definitely in his bag. Great putt by
Sure.
Nathan there. It's kind of thing. It's like if you have it, you should throw it more. You just got to get hyped up enough to throw it.
Yeah, agreed.
So, hole 5.
Hole 5. So this is another par 4. Really, the first shot's just placement. You can either go this hyzer gap or down the middle like Trevor's doing here.
This is hyper aggressive in my opinion. I think the hyzer's more safe because this shot does push that OB left.
That's perfect.
It is
That is
literally
exactly-
in
yeah,
the best spot.
Literally perfect.
Dan here going aggressive as well because Trevor just piped it.
And this thing is also right down
Very
the middle.
good.
Yep. 2 very good options that you got
A little
here.
bit more left, so we actually have good choices here, which is
Yeah.
nice.
I think definitely if you want the forehand in, you definitely want to be more right because it opens up the hyzer or the flex a little bit more.
Yeah.
So Miles trying to go down the middle here.
Do you know what he threw?
Yeah, he's throwing that same destroyer.
Really? He loves disking up a little bit.
He does. He
Yeah.
does. And so we thought, if he put something in bounds, I could go more aggressive.
Especially having Colin on the second shot, you can
Yeah.
definitely get aggressive with it.
But they wanted me to go also safer, but this was just
Little high.
Yeah, little high, faded out, and that's gonna
Tailwind
find the
not
LB.
letting. Oh, wow. Yeah, the tailwind was kind of strong in this hole. Definitely not letting you get
For sure.
all the distance.
So there is actually a fence line on the left side in this gap that can keep you safe. So Nathan's just throwing an overstable disc here, trying to lay up, hit that fence.
It's a great play.
Yeah, that's exactly what we're looking
Yeah.
for.
And then that foul pole on the baseball field is a Mando. So you can't just go big hyzer, which would be cool.
Colin trying to flex the destroyer in here.
Such a difficult shot with that low ceiling and then that high grass right before the gap. And
It
it's
was a little
way
too high,
farther
but
than it looks.
Yeah, it is.
So, I mean, I'm just going to say low ceiling got me good. It's hard to throw hyzer
is.
flip forehands with a low ceiling.
Very difficult.
Yeah. I mean, you just see, I'm
Stay
just like,
safe,
well,
though, so Matt can go for something here.
Yeah, Matt's definitely the forehand connoisseur on this. This shot looks so good out of his hand. And it got stumped.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, without that stump, I think he sneaks into circle
Still a decent roll. That's it.
Yeah.
Just outside circle.
Yeah. I mean, this is kind of like where you see a lot of people. This looks so good out of your hand.
I thought that was going
Was that his zone?
That's his zone.
Yeah.
Yep. Miles trying to do the same thing.
With his zone. His zone's kind of flippy from what I've seen.
Yeah, he bags an ESP Flex one. Those ones actually come a bit more understable.
Oh,
so.
I love. Oh, Trevor again, like just a foot off. This roll did scare us, but I think we told Dan
Still
run it again.
Still got to go for it. Yeah.
You kind of have to, especially with like we're both 4 strokes off the lead, needing to push. That's kind of not a bad spot to be.
No, it's not.
So I'm very
Go on the
uphill.
knee here.
Don't know why I did that. I think I was just trying to be cool.
Well, it works.
It does. It's also like a 5-footer. So Nathan doing the same thing. But hole 6, this is kind of a cool hole. I don't know if they play this at USDGC.
So they don't play this tee pad. They play from the shorter tee pad. And it's the one, if you can remember, with the mozzarella sticks.
Right off the tee?
Right
Okay.
off the tee, yep.
So this is a 2-shot hole. Matt throwing a great forehand. Where that guy's standing, the spotter, thanks to him, was like all OB, not hazard. So Matt going very nicely allowed me to get aggressive with it. So I dissed up to DD3.
This is absolutely cooked.
I told you guys I was going to hit Caleb.
That is awesome footage.
Got him to turn around. But I mean, honestly, like distance doesn't mean everything here. Just makes that second shot that much easier.
That much easier, yep. Yeah. So Nathan just going to the mid-range here, trying to put something
That
safe
compass.
and in play. Yeah.
Great shot.
That's great.
Yeah.
So Colin's definitely going to try to get more aggressive here.
Was he going to go forehand?
Flex forehand, yeah, I think.
Man, it's so fun to watch his forehand. I've been trying to mimic his forehand the last week. Trying to change my forehand, make it better.
Yeah, I've been
Colin.
trying for 2 years. So.
Hey, maybe one more.
maybe one day.
This approach is tricky.
It is. So I'm going with my stable Athena here. It's a 7-speed.
Saw that one on the College Disc Golf Instagram.
Yep,
You guys
that
played
was
after. That's awesome. Great shot.
Thank
That's
you.
sick.
Thank you.
That is
Yeah,
sick.
that was an awesome approach.
That thing does not fly like an Athena.
No, it doesn't. It's very overstable. But I love having that one in the bag.
So Miles trying to get aggressive with it?
Kind of. It's a bit of a reach for Miles. But, I mean.
Puts
you
it
got
2
options.
feet short.
Yeah, exactly.
So, I mean, honestly, the farther you get up this fairway, the
This is
easier the
smash.
approach shot is because you have more room to work with. The green gets longer. And Dan just puts it in that little bullseye
That is,
of
yeah.
bullseye
I mean, you
circle.
can't throw it better than that.
That
Or
koozie.
can you?
See? Trevor getting the run. Did not know he hit shades. It was crazy.
Oh, my gosh.
That's he just does some crazy stuff.
Oh, my gosh. Miles and I walking in. That's going in. That's going in. That's going in.
Really?
Yeah. Oh my
we didn't
gosh.
think so. We thought it was fading early, but
Really?
we didn't hear the chain hits until Caleb told us later. So hole 7 here. Probably the easiest hole on.
Yes, I would say so. We got some OB, though, short and long. It's kind of playing, you got maybe 40 feet circle around the bucket to play it safe, but it's short enough where
Opens up to the left. It's
It
just
does.
a big hyzer.
Mhm.
And it was I think it was kind of a right or left to right. So
Yes.
it's holding your disc up, making it go a little farther. That last round, the wind switched on us and made it a
for
lot
sure.
harder. We did not get it that second round.
I'm throwing the same disc I threw on the last approach shot.
It's like a fire.
So, yeah, the wind just absolutely dropped that.
Yeah,
So that's
that's
going to be
tough.
short in the OB.
And it is noted to say that going right gives you that uphill putt, which is kind of what you want because anything left, you got that tailwind, downhill putt, and if you miss it, you're OB easy.
Yeah.
And Miles gets
And
the
that's
Krabby
exactly
Patty
where we want to land.
CTP.
Yep.
The spotter was giving out candy.
Yeah,
it was
you're
pretty
right.
awesome to see. So first putt for me really today. I just left.
left side.
Yeah, unfortunate. The elevated basket kind of got me, but did not get mad.
Yeah.
What a putt.
It's a great catch.
Great saving us.
That's so clutch.
High five.
That's clutch, man.
Heck yeah.
Nathan here. What does he putt with, do you know?
So he's putting with PA3.
Oh, nice.
He hasn't switched putters since he started disc golfing.
Wow.
It's crazy.
That's a
beat
rare
up.
disc golf story.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, I've started with P2s, and now I throw alpacas, which are kind of the same thing. But
sure.
This is a hole where we were just kind of like, well, you might as well throw it far, and if you're in the hazard, it makes it easier to get
And
par.
this is exactly what you did.
This is kind of in the,
Yeah.
this is kind of like the pro landing zone, I'd say.
Yes. And you cannot throw that shot any better.
Appreciate that. I love you. I love the safe calls from you guys.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
That was cooked.
So Matt throwing that Big Z crank, which he loves. It's a very stable crank.
Okay.
All the cranks I've seen have been very flippy.
Yeah.
So that's a
I
great
agree.
shot by
That
him,
is a great
too.
shot. I mean, there's nothing much you can do after you throw
No, that's true. I mean, you can't even try.
470 down the pipe. Yeah.
It was a good win for this one. This one kind of just flipped over on him.
Flipped over.
It was a
Yeah.
right to left. I was throwing on a lot of hyzer. That one came out on hyzer and just did not. Well, that
So
camera
Colin
angle.
really just wanted to put this one in bounds.
I think he's going that Halo Destroyer.
Yep.
just came
And
out
that
high.
Yep, not enough turn.
A little fluffed.
So both of those landing in the OB. With not much of a run up here, it's kind of a tall task to try to get up and down, but
What are you throwing for forehands?
that's a force. It's a little bit of a straighter force.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, landed a bit short. I don't really have too much other power to really get there. I think we were working with maybe 410 to the
Into like a
there.
drop of a bucket
Yeah.
placement with the slope. Anything that comes in with a lot of speed.
So you can see that Miles put everything he had into this forehand, and it really tried its best to get up there.
It's just so tough to get all
Yeah.
the way there. Good little
So
roll.
still, I mean, it's a lengthy bid. But
Yeah. But it's kind of there.
Yeah.
So Trevor and Dan just trying to throw. I mean, this approach is just so hard, especially with no forehand.
I mean, we only have 30 feet.
Yeah.
To edge of circle. You could. That's hazard.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, good little rock kick there. I mean, I think that's like.
Yeah, you can see all that
still
rock,
accessory.
that line on the right side is all hazard.
You can see. We were talking about it. Dan was gonna go forehand. I told him, don't go destroyer because that thing's gonna pick up and roll. So I said, Dan, just throw like your rock 3, this Halo rock 3 that flies like straight, which is crazy. Just a little bit right of the basket and have it land. Because you got the landing on this one is so touchy. So that's exactly what he does here, hanging it nice and wide, getting to almost flat, and it matches that slope of the hill on the way down.
Yeah, so good.
Almost long.
Sit.
Good little
Yeah.
curl. I mean, I think that just shows you how tough this green is.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Great birdie in singles, great birdie in doubles.
100%.
Nathan here. Is Nathan kind of the run guy right now, or is that a layup?
That was a layup.
Okay.
Yeah, he's just, I think Colin's putter is definitely a little hotter. Well, actually, Colin's going for a forehand.
We were
Right
watching
here.
this from the left side. It looks so
Oh.
good.
Off the band, I think.
Really?
I think
Wow.
it was off the band. If
It
I'm not
definitely hit
mistaken.
some metal.
Yeah.
First real putt of the day for me. That felt good.
It's a good putt after that.
Into the headwind, too.
Yep, good correction from the last one.
What are you putting with, challengers?
Oh, roaches.
Roaches.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Roaches all day.
Very nice. Very solid putter. Watching you at CMC DGCC. That wild acronym.
Yeah.
Awesome. I think this is hole 9.
Yes.
This is a tough hole.
very, very tough. So there's 2 holes that play almost identical. Both,
This and the
big,
next, kinda.
Yeah, this one, the next one, big hyzers down the.
This one playing a little more tailish, I'd say.
Yes, and the other one playing a lot of headwind, which you'll see coming up. But you still just want to throw this one as hard as you can, really.
The hazard bunker on the right there is really annoying.
It is really annoying.
Trevor and Dan are both almost finding it. So very nice options. If you have it, it's a big forehand.
I agree. I 100%
Foreshadowing.
agree.
Well, not you, unfortunately.
No, I'm
I
throwing
think you
a force
have it.
here. Just
think
trying
back
to
it's kinda
play it as
play.
wide as I can, because at least I know this will give them some sort of putt.
Yeah. If you
it'll
crest the
land.
hill too fast, though, you can find that hazard on the left.
Yeah.
Which is tough. So Miles going back to that PD2, I think, right? Or is
This
this
is
a
that destroyer.
Oh,
Same
really?
one he's been throwing all day.
Damn, this is
A little bit of
cooked.
turn, and this is just looking so pure.
It really plays that slope so well. Wow, what a shot.
I didn't see that from the tee. That's some amazing.
That takes
ground
all of
action.
450 forehand power, I
Oh,
feel.
yeah.
Like, to get it there is incredible. Matt, a lot of metal, just not the whole biscuit there. Kind of unfortunate. This is just outside the circle with a strong left to right. That one felt
Beautiful
good to
putt.
finally get.
And the fist pump lays it down.
4 in a row. That's a good 4 in a row to get.
A fantastic 4 in a row.
4 in a row anywhere on this course is crazy.
100%. So you guys feeling pretty good after this front nine?
We
You guys
are.
Talk with the team.
We did a little team meeting, like pedal the metal, because we've been known to kind of like have a good stretch and then slow down, which is not something we wanted to do here. So Matt going layup just because of how strong the headwind is. So hard to get a forehand all the way there. And then I'm going to go most overstable disc in my bag. This is a PD2, just trying to keep it low and rip it. And I thought I did, and I thought
This
it
looks
just
so
needed a
good.
little lift, and it just never got that headwind lift, and it kind of just scooted to the
Still scooted at
Yeah.
just edge of circle.
It is.
You can't ask too much more than that.
and the
out
best
of this
footing
hole.
on the
And,
hole.
yep. Uh-huh.
So Nathan probably going something pretty beefy too.
Yeah, it's one of those most overstable destroyer in the bag.
Just a little high, it looks like.
Just didn't want to keep turning.
Maybe a
And-
little lull in the wind too, because that thing got no flip.
And it was close, but I mean, really, you got to hang it out more.
Yeah, I
So-
mean the safe play is the forehand if you have it,
100%.
because you're just fading away from that OB hazard the whole way.
Colin's got a fantastic forehand, so
I mean he has
Yeah.
the best forehand.
really, really good. So it's getting us at least a little bit to the basket.
So are you the runner on this one?
No, this one I'm just trying to lay up.
That one got sketchy.
That one got sketchy.
Yeah.
Tried to get out an Anheuser, and then the wind crushed it.
Yeah,
down.
the second you exposed that flight plate, it wanted no bit flying.
And so since it's such a tricky green, Miles was just told to lay it up again.
Yeah, the double koozie elevated basket.
Yeah.
So we were between Dan and Trevor running this, or yeah, exactly, Dan and Trevor. And then Trevor had all the confidence and then just all the fluff. We were really sad because Dan has this nice little nose-up spinner that we really liked.
And I remember before this, Dan wanted to run it.
Yeah.
Really bad.
I don't know why. After this one, we were like, Dan has to run those because Dan definitely had the hot putter, and you got to play the hot hand.
Sure.
So,
But smart to lay it up because 3's better than a potential 5.
Yeah, especially if you hit that, find that hazard. Hole 11 here. Kind of one of the easier ones. Again, this is another par 4 they chopped up into 2 holes.
Yep.
So it's kind of just a straight shot, and that was a good shot by Dan. It's
Definitely
so
one you want to get. I would
Yeah.
say it's probably the second easiest one.
I would agree. I would have to agree. But I mean, they put the basket just far enough past the gap where it makes this hole a lot harder.
They did. No hazard, no B to worry about, so you can pretty much just throw this thing as straight as you can. Give yourself a putt.
Yeah, both Dan and Trevor kind of faded in early left, which is kind of the miss because if you go right, there's not really any putts.
Yeah. Now there's a lot of left to right coming through the trees, and I was throwing my more stable buzz here, but
Just a little
for some
high.
reason it turned into a buzz OS. I mean, the wind decided not to.
You bag those two, right?
I do bag
Yeah.
them. I do.
I remember feeling your glow on that thing. It feels awesome.
So Miles, yeah, he was trying to disc up
Leopard
to a
3.
fairway driver. Yep, Leopard 3.
I know. He loves his leopard threes.
Loves bags 3 of them, I think.
Yeah. I remember at Brave, he was making fun of me. I was throwing like MD1s, and he's like, yeah, that's my leopard 3's your MD1. I was like, oh, that's tough. Nathan just kind of going forehand there. Zone? Or
Yeah,
no?
that's a jawbreaker zone. Yep.
Nice.
Collins
Little grab
running
here.
this with his
Iconic.
iconic Z Flex.
That thing is
Yeah,
awesome
he owns
to see.
12 of those at home.
Oh, my goodness. Kind of feeling the putt. I lasered
Man,
that a lot harder
That's
than
a lot
I
of
thought I
commitment. A lot of commitment.
did. You have to have it. Matt here going the infamous Berg. Just a little high, unfortunately.
I mean, every time Matt pulls out his berg,
You guys got a little scared.
we
don't you?
get scared. Yeah, we start shaking.
It's really funny because it feels like we're playing against you guys, and then we realize there are like 80 other schools we're playing
Yeah, we're
against.
playing against. Yeah.
So like we really shouldn't be thinking too much about head to head. Oh, this no.
So this hole is pretty tough. Yeah.
That gap is so small. I wish
It's-
you were behind us.
I mean, we got what, 3 feet?
Maybe.
Yeah.
And then Matt goes the wide
You can
flex.
see these trees too are also super low. Got to keep it low. Got to get it skipping.
That right to left is really hard.
Yeah.
Ooh, that got a little tree direction there, or branch direction. So not only you got to get through his gap, then you got to hit below these branches
Yep.
that are like on those second clump of trees.
Then you got to get it skipping too up in there.
And then there's Colin who just does
Great
Colin
shot.
things. That's a great shot. This is a hole you definitely want to get.
Yeah.
A
I
little
actually
tricky.
snagged the ace during the practice
You
round.
did. I remember
did.
seeing that. That's a sick
Yeah,
shot.
thanks, man.
Got to give the props for that. Trevor, decent run. Definitely into a headwind here. A little tough. Dan with a spinny putt, just kind of high.
Oh,
we didn't see that.
It was really close to going.
You
in.
guys saw it.
Yeah.
This is kind of a nice putt. There's so many trees that can get in
So
your
many
way.
trees, but this one pretty much
Just
a gimme.
solid.
Yep.
Going long is honestly better on this one. I feel like there's more gaps.
Yeah. So that's a really good birdie. We haven't picked one up in a while.
Yeah. 13 kind of playing hard.
It is. We got a lot of hazard on the left side, and then also hazard on the right side, right?
Yeah, I
Both
believe so.
sides, yeah.
So anything that
big
gets
forehand, definitely optimal.
I would agree. Anything that's not parked is so hard. Is this that PD2 or is it back?
This is the another destroyer.
Okay.
This is Glow One actually.
Oh,
He
wow.
bought off of someone
Ooh.
from their van
Really?
during the practice round 2 days ago.
How much?
Yeah. $10.
That's a good deal.
It's a great deal.
Yeah.
And he's been throwing it all over the course.
Dan going his favorite Discraft disc, actually, the Undertaker. We call him Undies.
Yeah.
So,
Love an Undertaker.
Bags 3 of them. Kind of got the back door, but
Yes,
still worked out
very
great.
sneaky shot, but
Very
you'll
sneaky.
take that.
We will. I mean, that's kind of the miss, though, because at least if you go hazard on the right, you have a putt. Trevor
sure.
going aggressive, just too much hyzer. Kind of that
What is he
air
throwing there,
bounce.
do you know?
Probably Wraith.
Okay.
He's
Try and
another
get a
guy
flip
who,
up.
like, he doesn't have that, like, 7, 8, 9 speed disc locked in right now. Because he's more comfortable with either throwing a mid pretty hard or that distance driver lighter.
Sure.
So, Nathan, just a bit off.
Yeah,
That
just a
actually
little
rolls to a very unfortunate
Disgusting roll.
spot. Yeah.
But gotta block that out of your mind.
Yeah.
This is too close to miss in this tournament.
Calling your guy, stepping up, drilling it.
Cash it.
So we got this little weird straddler off the tree. Probably about 15. Maybe a little outside. Just kind of the wind lulled. You can see the flag actually down for the first time all day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Finally
money.
another one.
good putt.
Thank you.
So you guys won't see this, but we got a pretty long walk from
Oh, it's
13 to
a
14.
mile.
Yeah.
We mentioned this when we were doing our B team coverage, but they always mention the walk to 17 on USDGC. And
legit.
it's a hike.
It is.
I mean, probably a quarter mile at least.
Yeah.
I would say. You got a lot of chatting to do.
So Nathan throwing that OB. He's short. So Colin really needing to get this one over the hay bales. Which will be
Inbounds.
safe.
Just a fantastic
That's a great shot.
If
Yeah.
that's your, like, safe shot, that's incredible.
Uh-huh.
So Matt's going cap wrap here. Just smoothing it out there. Looked short. Catches the top of the hay bale.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's a good reaction.
That's
for
awesome
sure.
reaction, yep.
So in my head, I'm like, well, we can kind of try to put it close or put it in. So I juice this zone a little harder than I'm used to.
There was a shout out too, wasn't there, for this?
Oh yeah, for my my cousin Gabby who signed
yeah.
the disc. So wow, that was way longer than I thought. From the T-pad, it looked a lot better. I got silent there. But now we have like a 40-footer for that birdie, and Dan staying in
Stays
bounds,
safe, though,
which
yeah.
is very nice. He's got that nose up spinner, which I mean everything just felt like a headwind. Trevor was just like a couple feet off on a lot of putts. It was
Yeah.
really tough to see.
So now this is definitely one. We've got 2 in a row. Definitely want to
Is this outside?
capitalize. Just outside.
What a oh
Right side.
was
That
such a
left to
good
right
putt.
did not want to keep it in the basket, I thought.
no, it did not. Miles though,
Just low.
actually
we're
kind of. I
pretty
thought you guys
disappointed
cashed
with
this.
that
I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
But I mean, you had 2 really, really good putts on it.
You were outside for
Yeah, just a couple boring tap outs on this hole.
Well, so this next hole, we're working with the hardest hole in the course.
Yeah,
Wanna
hole
tell me
18
about it?
USDGC. Sure. I mean, this tee pad's kind of iconic. Par 4. This is the normal USDGC 18. Like I said, kind of just so tricky. The elevation is so much more drastic than
It is
looks.
ridiculous. Yeah.
There's like no flat spot. I mean, there's maybe like 2 feet, and it's impossible to aim for that. OB line, all the rocks on the right side. There's an OB line left and the water.
And if you land this drive anywhere on an angle, it is going to roll.
Yes, that was
Most of the time.
one of the best shots I've ever seen on this
Yeah,
drive.
that was absolutely blazing.
Do you know what he threw there?
Yeah, that's an Enigma.
Okay. Oh, so a little flippier, kind
Very
of flippier than
flippy.
his
Yep.
destroyer. I like that, especially with that right to left. Like if it starts fading out, and then Dan just overturning that undie again.
And we were actually tied for 15th at this point, and I talked to the spotter. No one had birdied this hole so far.
Really?
During the day.
That's
And
wild.
we were late to tee off.
We were, yeah.
And there were no birdies on the day. That just shows how difficult this one is.
This is out of bounds by like an inch.
Let's say.
Oh my goodness.
I know. It's just on the line. So we got to take this one pretty far back where birdie's not even really an option. An awkward uphill run up. Matt laying up with his Nuke OS.
Yep.
Loves that disc. You know, he loves the Discraft because you got the writing
The
on the
tooling
inside.
on the inside?
Yeah. Shout out Discraft Underground.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, you got to give
I'm
that
very,
to you guys.
Yeah, very blessed. Great time.
Kind of going far. I don't know why I keep going backwards hat whenever I try to throw far. It's kind of, I gotta stop that.
You look
But
cooler.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that. I had to distract from that awful shot. But that uphill run up throwing Annie is just not easy.
Colin,
Going eagle, I think.
Going
right?
eagle,
Yeah, I
yep.
was talking to him about it. This
Just
shot's so
stay
difficult.
turned.
It's gotta look like it's sawed off to be
yeah.
good.
You definitely, on this approach, you want to come in with hyzer, almost like you want to flip something up.
Yeah.
Pushing hyzer. If you get on an angle, it's really just kind of going to hold.
Nathan, I think he's going compass.
He is going compass.
Yeah, I remember
They
talking
decided
about
just
this.
kind of lay one up since Colin was OB.
So good.
Yeah.
That's
That should be an easy up and down for
the 4.
the 4.
Which I think we kind of have. This is kind of tricky, but I mean, Dan's got the Berg. Trevor's going method if it's not close, and we told him to aim at that bush and have it slide down. That's exactly
That's a
what it
great
did.
approach shot.
You don't
This
want
green is very tricky. No
you
matter,
don't want to putt on it, no, unless it's for birdie.
Of course.
Ooh. And then the second you pop over there, immediate like 15, 20 footer up the hill into a headwind. So it's not good. So you guys, are any of you trying to run this? Are you?
So I decided I'm going to lay this up because Miles has a fantastic zone run.
Okay, I like that.
So I was like, if I give this one, put it close,
Very
just like that, I
nice.
give Miles the confidence to just blitz his zone right at the bucket.
I love that play.
Oh,
Just a
that was a
little low.
good line. Just needed about 10 feet more height. now that hit that tree and actually rolled all the way into the water.
I remember seeing that. We were running down to go check on him. You see me. The leaves made that very slippery. Yeah, I mean, just such a difficult green.
fours.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Not bad.
So now we have a little bit of another walk to USDGC hole 1, downhill, hole 16. This is kind of tricky, that double Mando.
It is.
Nathan.
Ethan
Wow.
throwing something really good, and it just turned over.
This
a
hole
little
was
bit too
another
much.
one that played in that like headwind left right, and throwing straight shots, like you can see those branches whipping.
Yes. And so Colin's going putter here.
I think
Just
it's
a bit
just
too low.
it's too hard to throw putters in this wind unless
this-
you have
I
the
agree.
cleanest form, or it's like a zone.
Yeah.
So Matt going forehand zone, which it just never wanted to fight out. Thanks for blocking the shot, Matt. Oh my goodness, I'm kidding. But I think I'm going MD1, which I thought was a
You
good
love
play.
those things, don't you?
Dude, they're so fun.
Like, yeah.
They fly like ultimate disc, and it got that little headwind lift. I thought it was on a good line, but it also probably would have been long. Just because this hole's another one where it's like, it plays so far downhill. It doesn't look that downhill.
That was a great bid.
It was funny. He was like, I'm not going to run through
Couldn't
onto
stop
that
yourself,
log, and
right?
he ran through onto the log. But, I mean, it was so far downhill that if there's no wind, it's an easy putter for pretty much anyone. But with the wind, it makes it so tricky.
Now, this is another one of those putts where I feel like it's in my range, something that I want to definitely cash in on.
Keep it up. Good
Another
bid, though.
cage, yeah.
It's so hard to get the height on these putts, especially. Like, you can't see it, but the elevation's pretty tricky here.
When I
That
thought
looks
that
so
was
good.
so in.
You and Miles, I mean, you guys are just like the ideal duo in my head. You guys might be the best 2-3 on a A team out there. It's
Well,
so
that
fun to
is-
watch.
That is awesome to hear.
Yeah, I mean, you guys, it's fun because you, Dan, and Trevor all line up really well, and then it's just fun to see because when we play with you guys, it's so comparable. It's like when we see you guys throw shots, we heavily consider that to our shots.
Now, this was one of the best shots I've thrown all week.
That was
This hole is
incredible.
very difficult.
What'd you throw there?
That's a Zeus. That's a super beat up Zeus.
So is that like a little Flippy or destroyer?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
That's my baseline. Sorry, I don't really know
You're
disc
good.
golf
Yeah,
all that
I mean,
well.
good enough.
And then Miles
really-
probably trying to go roller, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Because that looks good though.
It was going to work out decently, but it actually misses the Mando here. I don't know.
It's a tricky Mando.
It still gets through over the parking lot.
And it's
Great shot,
almost
but
closer.
It doesn't count.
Does not count, unfortunately. This is definitely one where we kind of wish Matt and I were on, just because Matt has that forehand roller and I have a little bit more power. But
For sure.
you know, that's the college rotating dubs. You got to sacrifice some holes for the greater good of the rest of the course.
Exactly.
So I think Trevor went destroyer and it was just too stable and faded, which means Dan kind of has to play safer because this is not one you want to bogey.
It's not. It's not. And it is a very easy 3 because anywhere you land past this big tree,
Yeah.
it's a pretty stock forehand right into the green.
Exactly. And I think the old USDGC holes, they played this as a par 4 from farther back, and now they just add the mozzarella sticks on the green. And there's OB on the right next to the fence. That was the worst putt I've ever. Oh my goodness.
And this actually trickles OB.
It does by like 3 inches. It was very sad. So Matt can't really run it as much, which is unfortunate. But he just throws a nice little zone pitch. I mean, like you said,
Easy
it's
enough
kind
for
of an
him.
easy par. Then Nathan here.
So we've had a little lull in our birdie streak, so this would be huge.
This is an insane hole
That's a
to get.
great
That's an
putt.
insane putt.
It's a really, really
That
good
little,
putt.
he didn't even run it down. He kind of skipped it down. That was awesome to see. So hole 18, kind of a cool hole. Pros played as a par 4.
Pros do play it as a par 4.
Kind of just a
We're lucky
smash.
enough for
Want to
par
get
5.
left. Yeah,
There
we
were
are.
a couple eagles over the weekend.
Yeah, I kind of miss that old. You know how they used to play that downhill par 3,
Yep.
and then they had the par 4 with that weird Mando on the right.
Yeah.
I kind of miss that hole, or I wish we
agree.
played those. But
I agree.
Other unfortunate thing about this hole is you're trying to rip one. There's not a lot of run up because you got that like cage
That's true.
thing there. Not a huge fan, but both
Now we
Nathan
have a
and
lot
Clark
of
rip.
left to right wind on this one too, so it's really hard to get it swinging, which is what you need to do.
You got to get left if you want that
if
eagle.
you want to hit the gap.
Yeah. So Matt going, I think he's going the crank again, but you can see that left to right one just gets on top of the disc and never lets it fade. But I think it did end up in bounds.
It is in bounds, yeah. So that gives you the confidence to kind of smash
It
it out
does,
there.
yeah. Going a little bit more stable destroyer. I think it just flipped up a little too much, and it didn't get that left to right or right to left carry. But it's still in a decent spot.
Still in a decent spot.
It's in a birdie position
It is
that
a
we
birdie
really
position,
want.
but you need to get it super left if you want the eagle.
Yeah.
So
Jack's
Miles
the
actually
beast.
going first here because his forehand's just so much better, and I knew he would be able to get one through the gap.
He's right on that hot hand right now. That PD2 is money.
So I'm just trying to whip one down there, possibly get farther than him, but
It happens.
No
you
go.
know, you can throw aggressive shots, you get aggressive results. Trevor going forehand. First forehand of the day for him. Nice to see. You definitely want to hang this one out wide, and it just was a little too inside, but
It's a
not
very
a
good
horrible
shot.
spot. Yeah.
What? Dan, that's like.
Dan also going forehand. He throws this blue nuke.
he's going down the middle gap, isn't he here?
Yeah.
Okay.
He thought, I mean, I like the idea. It's just
Sure.
if you catch a branch, it just makes that tough. This shot was not fun, I have to admit. Matt just catching a branch. The forehand was not really there. So I'm trying to go up the middle. You can see like that split between the two trees. And I just throw it into that right tree, unfortunately. We really slowed down after those birdie streaks, but
we did.
birdies are hard to see out here. That's a great shot from Nathan there.
It is.
Was that zone?
That's A2, actually.
Oh, really? They're a little beefier, honestly.
They are definitely beefy, a little
Yeah.
bit faster.
a little faster. They got that
Colin
weird
trying to run this one through the gap.
which was crazy.
For fun.
So fun. I remember I went to go pick up his disc because I love feeling Colin's Firebirds.
So now this putt here
for birdie.
for birdie, and it's to beat us and to not play with us tomorrow.
Yeah. But I mean, Trevor really wants to play with you guys, and so does Dan. I mean, 2 good putts, just kind of windy, but it happens. Well, no, so this is to play with us.
So okay, I guess, yes, this is to play with you.
And
we
that's
really
just
want
striped.
to.
Great putt.
We really want
I mean, who doesn't want to drive 12 hours to play with a team that you play with all the time?
Yeah.
Round
Get
and
on
round.
coverage again, too.
Yeah, so you can see us. We kind of middled out. No bogeys, which was nice to see. We felt a little bit bad about it. You guys really cleaned up towards the end. I think that was
We
nice
did.
to see.
Yeah, definitely still lot to be desired during that round. But
Yeah, I mean, as always, the camaraderie between us 2 teams is kind of, it's awesome. Like, I mean, there's definitely competitiveness, but
of course.
I mean, I think it's
Lot
just
of love.
you guys are some of the most fun people we play with.
Heck yeah.
So, well, we want to give out a few thank yous real quick. Thank you, Nick, allowing us to use Siebel Center. Thank you, Siebel Center. Nick for doing editing and being with us here today. Shout out to Caleb for editing this video, Toby Martin as well. And then huge shout out to Evan for coming out here.
Thank you.
Coming all the way out from ISU to, just do commentary with us, do a
Thank you.
little yin yang back and forth.
Yeah.
He wore the jersey. I blundered that one. We're in the college disc golf jerseys we got. So
Little
unfortunate
shout out
there.
if you don't mind.
Yeah, for sure.
If you want to follow Illinois State Disc Golf Club on Instagram, that would be awesome. And then myself, Bester Disc Golf on Instagram.
Please do. Great content by you guys, honestly.
Yeah, we try our best.
Yeah. And then last shout out to Trifox Disc Golf. Use the code DaltonH10 to get 10% off. Yeah, we'll catch you in the next one. We'll be playing with ISU again at
Awesome.
Westminster Disc Golf Course. A little bit different, more wooded. Exciting action.
It is.
More shreddable.
More shreddable. A lot of birdies.
A lot of birdies.
If you like birdies, come and watch.
We'll see you then. Thank you. Nice, man.